Okay, we are going to start. Okay, perfect. So nice to see you, everyone. Today, Friday morning, as usual, we do our prompt engineering with Constructor Academy. I am Adriano Persegani, I'm your host and program manager for Mastering Generative AI course. We are starting a new batch also in October. So if you want to join, you're very welcome to join us I think it's 22 of October, late of October. So we are here, prompt engineering. We are working with LLMs. That's how I want to call it. It's a journey of 7 lectures. We did a couple of already lectures that you already seen. Here you have the slides you can click in. I'm going to share the link to the slides later on. And today we are going to focus on impact of like prompt changes on AI responses. We are going to have many other lectures. I'm not going to through right now. You can check them out. So in the last lecture, we saw the model from NASA by Dara, which is this model, this prompt model that you can check and you can try yourself. And due to this, I said, okay, I want to create my own chatbot, and I created Alex, the data science TA, and I got many questions from you. So today we are going to go through all the special techniques I used for this prompted bot. So are you ready? Let's go. Perfect. So I thought that maybe a tutor, a TA tutor, is not something that everyone can use in everyday life. So I thought, maybe let's do something that everyone can use, or they are more confident in the argument. So I say, do you for the millennials and boomers out there, we had this assistant in Microsoft Office called Clippy, that was there giving us some information about Microsoft, and I thought maybe creating a new version, more updated. So I said, okay, let's create a chatbot that will help us in our working day, but will not just give us the answers. It wants to give us the good motivation and give us the good tips to go through our working day. So we are going through OpenAI Playground. So this is going to be our prompt. But first, I want to go through the techniques I'm going to use. So let's go step by step. We are going to use the persona-based prompting. What does it mean? It means that we are going through, we are going to create a prompt that is going to tell the model to act as a persona or a character, allowing the model to answer in a certain way because it's predefined by traits or a role. So when the model was trained, he saw a lot of things that happens in our world, and so he have seen this type of roles. So let's go through our chatbot. This is my system prompt that I'm giving to the chatbot. So I'm telling him, I want you to act as Clippy. Right now, you are a supportive virtual mentor tailored for professionals looking to enhance their office skills. The primary goal is to tutor users on effective workplace habits, such as professional email writing, efficient scheduling, and presentation skills. And here I'm giving him some key points. It's important to be precise, but also organized in the way we prompt, right? So I'm giving him some keywords. I'm giving him you need to encouraging self-directed learning. We don't want the user just to have the answer. We want to guide the user to use the framework in a correct way and to learn and apply new skills. We are going to ask questions to the user, not just do something. So help the user think through their emails, agendas, and presentation. We want the user to have better skills, not just, we don't want just the AI do all the work. So we are suggesting learning techniques and strategies to improve writing, scheduling, and organizing tasks. And then we are going to remind the user to utilize efficient, low-energy tools. Why I'm putting this? Because often people use ChatGPT just to do some translations or something that can be easily Googled, and this is not very energy efficient. These models are very power hungry. They use a lot of computational power, and so for easy tasks, it would be better to stick to the usual tools as DeepL, Google Translate, Googling, or using Brave or whatever browser you use. Okay, so if I am going to ask something here, for example, I'm going to write an email for my boss on the fact that the deadline needs to be rescheduled due to delays in the production chain. So here it will giving me some tips, some questions, but is also writing me the email. So I'm a dear boss, and then cause of delay, anticipated timelines, etc. This is not exactly what we want, because we want the chatbot to tutor the user and be on knows and learn how to write an email, right? So one thing I'm going to use is called negative prompting. Right now, I will specify to the AI that there is something that it should not do or mention in its response. So we want to avoid undesired topics. And it's essential so to filter. In this case, it's not sensitive content, but could be sensitive content, or maintaining the focus on the topic. Yeah, so here in my system instruction, I'm going to write new lines, and I'm going to add my negative prompting here. So do not compose full emails, agendas, or presentation for the user. Offer overly specific advice without encouraging the user own strategy thinking. Allow the users to rely heavily on you for answer easily found via basic tools. So here I'm saying, okay, do not do all these things. And then maintain an educational, empowering tone, providing guidance that encourages user to develop their own skills and judgment. So it's important often in our prompts also to repeat. Okay, so right now, if I'm going to ask again the question, so I will save it again, I will update, and I put again my the same answer for the user. So imagine you as a user, you don't see all these system instructions here, right? You just see, okay, I am on whatever assistant, I'm going to ask something. So okay, let's run my prompt here. And here you see that is no more giving us directly the email, but is giving us some suggestions. So it's telling us what should be the subject line, what should be the introduction, how can you politely and clearly state the purpose, give some explanation. So what specific detail about the production delays are important for your boss to know. So is trying to make the user thinking and propose solutions. What new deadline are you suggesting? How you will ensure that this new deadline will be met? And then closing, how will you conclude the mail? So this is interesting. Here is saying using this structure, try to draft an initial version to your mail. Afterwards, I can help you refine it. So I can write an email, and before sending it, I will just write it here, and the tutor will help me. Okay, but we can do more. Okay, we just did persona prompting, and we did negative prompting. One other thing I can do is few shot learning. What does it mean? It means that I'm going to give a small number of examples called shots to demonstrate the task for the AI to learn. So these AI models are very, very big, and when we have these large data sets that we're trained on, with just few examples, as a human mind can really understand how to perform. Just giving some few examples, and this is important to reiterate and to repeat, and so give examples. That's like a human. We say in Latin, we say repetita juvant. So it's the same for these LLMs. So I'm writing down some examples. So examples, user, how should I start an email to a senior manager about a sensitive issue? And then I am acting as Clippy. You say, you see user, column, and then I'm writing. Then Clippy, column, and then this is suppose how we should answer. Start with the respectful greeting is the key. What main points do you think are important? So I am giving some examples of how it should act. I need to set up my weekly agenda, but I'm not sure how to prioritize my tasks. So, and then is asking, can I identify any that are tied to specific dates? Another example, I'm preparing a presentation, but I don't know how to organize my slides effectively. And then is asking you some question. Other example, I need a quick translation for a phrase in a professional email. And so here, for translation, it's best to use dedicated tool like Google Translate for accuracy and efficiency. Have you tried that? And then I'm finishing our the system prompt with again repeating. Your aim is to empower the user to become more competent and independent by fostering initiative, enhancing problem-solving skills. You facilitate long-term productivity and confidence in their career. It is important also. That's something I wanted to show you, and I often say to my students: when you use an LLM, don't just use it to do the work for you, but it's important also to use it as a help for you to really upscale your skills. And then again, if I'm going to run again my question, write an email to the boss, and then here is going through like a more detail. So how was the delay in the production schedule affected the current project? What new deadline are you proposing? What steps are being taken to mitigate further delays? And then it's giving me, okay, again, the subject, introduction, and so on. I can try to push the model, right? I can say I don't want to write it. Please do it for me. And then it's saying, I understand the situation can be challenging, but crafting an email yourself will help you communicate the situation effectively and develop your communication skills. Let's work through the step by step. So it's really helping me more in a step by step. So like a tutor, subject. It's giving me an examples, and then next explain the situation. So it's really going through the step by step. Okay, so this was some basic techniques that we use in prompt engineering. There are many others like chain of thoughts and zero shot or one shot learning that we are going through in the next lectures. In the meanwhile, thank you for your attention. And if you want to join our course starting in October, so I need to change the dates here, I don't know the right one, you can use this code for generative AI, and you could then learn how to use agents, how to create agents, how to use LLMs efficiently if you are a software developer also, or in your day-to-day work as a program manager, a product manager, or a project manager. So again, thank you for your attention. I hope you liked this coffee with me this morning, and I wish you a very nice Friday. If you have other questions, we can meet here at the Google Meet. I'm going to copy you this link in the chat. So in the meantime, if you have questions, you can write them in the chat or in the Q&A. Philip, do you have something you want to ask something? You should be able to talk right now.
I know it's good. I mean, it's fine. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Okay, no problem. Okay, anyway, everyone, so Katarina, our CEO, will wait for you in the networking chat. So if you have any questions about the course, about what we do in Constructor, if you have some questions for me, I will wait for you there. Okay, we have another question. Yeah.
Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
Adrian.
Hello.
Hello. It's good to see you here, and thank you. I have a question. Okay, in this networking, there are things like sometimes we go from general categories to subcategories, and sometimes we need maybe more than a topic. You know, sometimes we talk about let's say this program language and sometimes another program language and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the best way to like we used one account, okay, in ChatGPT, all right, but
okay,
we want to be like more specific in one category, all right, without going deep from another category and subcategory. So with this networking, what I mean is you talked about agents, all right? Sometimes we need agents, and of course, there are like more than one category. So is there a way like we create like more than one prompt, separated prompts or separated agents, and we can call it like hey Python or hey Google, hey Java or whatever. So if I said this word, I will go through this category with this networking without.
Okay, so
I
there are several techniques in generative AI to create this type of chatbots. Usually, to create a chatbot that is very specific for a use case, we use something that is called chain of thoughts. So it means that you are going to you are going to create some chains. So every node is a call to a model. So every time if I have a very specific chatbot, so for example, I need to create a chatbot for a website, an e-commerce, and I need to gather some information from the user, and at the same time answer questions about the company and about this about the website. We usually have different calls to the models. So it could be the same model. So it could be the same model, the same GPT model called several times, or it could be once I can call a GPT model, one I can call Anthropic, Claude, or one I can call Gemini, and every call to these models have a different prompt. So for example, I can say to one, let's say LLM agent, I can say you are you are Clippy, so you are answering directly to the user, and then I'm going to take maybe the output from what Clip is saying and putting it into another model. And so I'm creating a chain, because sometimes we need more complex thinking. As you said, you need to have like different models for every different topic. So if you have a very complicated conversation, that's how we usually do, and then we create a pipeline with this. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, this is actually the thing, you know. It's like I want to make this model actually 100%, or let's say mostly separated from the other, and then I do the communication. And in this case, a person should not maybe have too much agents also. I don't know, but this is how I thought about it. We are going to know about this in this course, right?
No, so for agents, we are going through in the Mastering Generative AI course. So it's a part-time course that is in the evening from 6 to 9, and it's starting in the late October. During these little pills in the morning, we are going through prompt techniques. So how to prompt with LLM and how to be more efficient in our day-to-day work. But for agents, we are not going to go through that in the morning, because it's a much more complicated topic, and it's going to need more coding skills, let's say, and it's not something that we can cover in just 15 minutes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, then we have another question from Faiza.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
My question is that when, for example, you said we make a chatbot for an e-commerce website,
Yeah.
and for this sort of website, we want to restrict the type of questions a user can prompt, right? So how do we fix these questions automatically in our prompting for the chatbot? For example, we don't want them to ask anything from their own vocabulary. We want a fixed question that how can I send money through which services, PayPal, or through my bank, or through these options.
So the problem with a system prompt like this, system instructions, is that the model often don't follow exactly all the steps that you're writing here. That's why it's important to repeat and to put in keywords and to put key points and to put examples, and then put a summary on the bottom, because you're really tuning how you want the model to talk to the user. If you want very specific questions, then I would suggest, rather than just creating an assistant here in the playground, for example, I would suggest more use libraries like LangChain. These libraries will allow you to create chains and to have like a one prompted model for each type of questions. This is
Okay.
how this is how we usually do. So to have a very specific answer, the model is going to call another model that is going to ask something to the user, and then the output is going to be saved into a data frame. So I
Okay.
really suggest you to go check LangChain. This is something that we cover during the mastering generative AI course in the evening, and here you will find all the information on how to build agents and chaining different LLMs.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.